Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Aiman Sofia binti Asri. My nomenclature is 297477. Okay, today we would like to present our project which is Gym Management Database. This database is designed to manage daily gym operation in a structured and efficient way. And in our database design, we use person as the main entity. A person represents any individual stored in the database regardless of their role. This means a person can be a member, staff, trainer, admin or any other role in the gym system. We use person as a superclass because every individual in the system shares the same basic information. Instead of repeating the same personal data in different tables, we store it once in the person table and link it to other tables using the same person ID as the primary key. From the persons table, we create related entities such as member and staff which store role-specific information. This approach helps reduce data redundancy and keeps the database structure clean and efficient. The main entities in our database include person, member, staff, trainer, admin, session, class registration, and also payment. Okay, now for this presentation, first we will explain the normal database features such as creating tables, inserting data, updating records, deleting data, and retrieving information using SQL queries. After that, we will continue with the special features including constraints and triggers, which help enforce rules and maintain data integrity. Let's begin with the first part of our presentation. Okay, first of all, before I review the attributes in these tables or entities, I will show how I insert data into each table. For the persons table, there are already 25 data that have been inserted. Now, I will add one more record for the demo. I will use my own name to make it easier to see. Okay, the data has been successfully added, and this is the data I just entered. I also use the same coding method for the other tables, but with different value according to each table. Okay, so this is a database gym management that we create. So we have 10 tables, which is admin, class registration, member, payment, person, regular member, session, staff, student member, and trainer. Okay, I will start by explaining the tables related to persons and members, along with the SQL code used. Okay, so this is the data that we already insert in the persons table. So here we have person ID, name, gender, phone number, and also email. Okay, for the person ID, we use a primary key, and the data type is integer. Name is varchar, gender varchar, and phone number and email also varchar. Okay, next is members table. So this is the data that we already insert. We have person ID, date of birth, and also join date. Okay, for the person ID, we use a person primary key person ID from the person table, data type integer, and date of birth and join date also date data type. Next is we have regular member. So the data in this table, we have person ID. It is same person ID from the person table, and also the amount of discount that they will get lah. Okay, the person ID is for the primary key is person ID, and discount we use decimal. Okay, next is student member. Student member, we have person ID, institution name, and also student ID. Okay, the primary key is a person, still a person ID, and the institution name we for institution name and student ID we use a varchar data type. In our database, we also use select and join to view member details from multiple tables at the same time. Since person information and members information are stored in different tables, we need to combine them in order to get meaningful data. As shown on the screen, this is the SQL query that we use for these features. In this query, the select statement is used to choose the specific data that we want to display, which are the name and the membership join date. We do not select all column because we only want to focus on relevant information. While for the join is used to connect the person table and the member table using the person ID. This is because person ID act as a common key between both tables, which is allowing us to match each person with their membership record accurately. By using join, instead of storing duplicate data in one table, we can keep the database more organized, and of course, for sure, we want to avoid a redundancy. This query helps us clearly display person names together with their membership information, which is useful for checking active member, tracking join dates, and generating reports.
Hi, my name is Aina Nabila binti Abdul Halim. My metric number is 297485. In this section, I will explain the staff, trainer and admin table and demonstrate the SQL code used to create them. Okay, now I will explain the table related to the staff management. First, we create the staff table. We store people who work at the gym. As you can see, the SQL code. This SQL statement create the staff table. Person ID is the primary key, which uniquely identify each staff member, and it also a foreign key referring to the person table, meaning a person must be exist in the system before becoming a staff. The specialty column store the staff area of expertise, such as yoga. From the staff table, we create a role-based table. The first one is the trainer table. We store trainer specific detail. This SQL statement create the trainer table. The certificate column store trainer certification detail, and the experience store the number of year of experience. The foreign key reference the staff table, ensuring that only staff member can be assigned as a trainer. The next one is the admin table that store administrative staff information. This SQL statement create the admin table. The office level column store administrative role information. Similar to the trainer table, it reference the staff table to ensure that only staff member can become an administrator. Here is the demo for staff data. I insert multiple staff record into the staff table. Each person ID already exists in the person table, so the foreign key constraint is certified. The specialty value represent each staff member expertise. And you can see, here is the result after I insert the staff data. Next, we insert trainer data. This insert trainer specific information such as certificate, experience for selected staff member. It shows that the staff can also be assigned as a trainer with certification and experience. Then, we insert admin data. This insert administrative role information into the admin table. Because admin referring to staff, so only existing staff member can be inserted as an administrator. Finally, we retrieve staff details together with trainer information using join queries. This query join the person and staff table to display the staff name and specialties. Then, use a left join with the trainer table to include trainer detail when available. Left join ensure that the staff member without a trainer role can still be displayed. This combine relate data from multiple tables into one result.
Hello everyone, my name is Adila binti Muhammad Nordin. My matrix number is 297486. For this part, I will explain the session table which represent gym classes in our gym management system. And now, let's focus on the screen. First of all, we created the session table in step 2. The SQL statement used is create table session, class ID integer primary key, class name varchar 100, staff ID integer, schedule varchar 100, room varchar 50, foreign key staff ID, references staff person ID. This means the session table stores gym class information such as the class name, the trainer assigned, the schedule, and the room. The staff ID is a foreign referencing staff person ID, ensuring that only valid staff members can be assigned to session. So now, we can see that the session table has been created inside the gym management database. Next, I will insert sample session records to demonstrate how class sessions are stored. Now, I will demonstrate a normal database feature, which is insert. We insert session data into the session table using insert into session, class ID, class name, staff ID, schedule, room values. And this is all the information that we need to insert in the database. After inserting, I verify that the session records exist by displaying the session table into the database interface. Next, I will demonstrate another normal database feature, which is update. In real system, data is not always static. Sometimes, information change, such as a customer updating their phone number, a member changing their details, or the gym reschedule a class session. Update is used to modify existing records without deleting and reinserting data, which help keep the database consistent and accurate. In this example, I will show an update operation for the session table. Before the update, the morning yoga session for class ID 101 is scheduled on Monday 8 a.m. If there is a change in the class scheduling, the gym can update the schedule using this SQL statement. Update session set schedule Monday 9 a.m. where class ID is 101. Now, the schedule has been updated from Monday 8 a.m. to Monday 9 a.m. To confirm the update, I view the updated session record using select from session where class ID is 101. Now, we can see that the schedule for class ID 101 has been updated successfully. Next, to view session information together with a trainer details, we use a join query. And this is a query that we use. This join query displays the class name from the session table, the trainer name from this person table, and the trainer specialty from the staff table. As a special feature, in this module, the foreign key constraint ensures that session staff ID must match an assigned staff record in the staff table. This prevents invalid trainer assignments and maintains data integrity. Overall, the session module supports normal database operations such as insert, update, select, and join, while ensuring strong data consistency through foreign keys. Next, the fourth presenter will explain the class registration module. Bye! See you later!
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nusha Zafarzana with metric number 297351. Today, I'll be explaining the class registration table, which tracks all class registration in the gym. First, we're going to click on the gym management database in PHP MyAdmin. Then we're going to click on the class registration table. Okay, so this is our class registration. Next, we're going to click on the structure tab at the top. As you can see, this table has 4 main columns. So the first one, we got registration ID, which is the primary key. The next one, we got member ID, which is foreign key linking to member class, and also class ID that is also a foreign key linking to session table. The last one, we got data registered. Now, we're going to switch to the SQL tab and show the create statement. So here I already insert the coding. Yes. Okay. Okay, so this SQL creates the table and establish relationship with member and session. Let us try and run this. Okay, as you can see, it came out error. Why? Because the class registration has already existed. We already done it before. So the next one, we're going to move on to inserting registration. Now we need to switch back to the browse tab, then click insert at the top. Okay, so we're going to insert the registration ID as 111 and the member ID would be, I think, 1. Okay, so class ID is 103 and the date is 6 January 2025. So we're going to click go and see what happened. Okay, so here, new member added. When a member registers for a class, we insert a new record like this. Moving to the next one, we're going to see how to delete a registration. First, you have to click on the any row to delete link like this. Okay, we're going to delete this customer we just added just now, the one that with 111. Okay, so we're done. If a member cancel, we simply can delete their registration record like this. The next one is join a query. Example, we need to go to SQL tab and run this query. Let me paste the coding. So we already enter our code and click go. So here we are, all the data that we needed. This join query show meaningful data such as member name, class name, and registration date, as you can see on the screen. We're going to move on to real data in action. We're going to click back to browse and scroll through the record. Here you can see real registration data. For example, the first one, 6 registered for class 1, member 6 registered for class 101 on January 6, 2025, and member 7 registered on the same class on January 12. So for the summary, the class registration table tracks who registered for which class. They also support insert, delete, and join operation. The last one, it helps the gym to manage attendance and scheduling better.
For the final part, I will explain the payment table and aggregate features. This table records all payments made for class registrations. We insert payment data using insert into payment values and put the value. We can view payment history using Slack. We can view payment history using Slack. We also use aggregate functions for summary reports. Select count all as total member from member. Select Count All as total registration from class registration. Select class ID, count all as total participants from class registration group by class ID. These queries help management understand gym performance and class participation. In conclusion, our database uses well-structured tables and normal SQL operations to manage gym data effectively. Thank you.
Hi, it's me again. And now, for this part, I will explain the first special feature, which is the unique constraint that apply to the email column in the person table. To implement this feature, I use the SQL command alter table, which is used to modify an existing table structure without deleting the table. The query I run is alter table person add constraint UQ person email unique email. This means I'm adding a constraint name UQ person email to ensure that the email field must be unique, so duplicate emails are not allowed. To demonstrate this, I view the person table to show that several email addresses are already registered in the database. And one of them is Farhan Izwan, person ID 6, with the email farhan@gmail.com. Next, I try to insert another person with the same email using insert into person, person ID, name, gender, phone, email. As we can see, the person ID, the name, and phone number were different from the previous record, but the email remained the same. Since the email farhan@gmail.com has already been used, the database rejects the operation and returns the error message 1062 duplicate entry farhan@gmail.com for key UQ person email. This proves that the unique constraint works correctly because it automatically prevents duplicate email registration and maintains data integrity.
For my part, I will explain two important constraints. The first one is the check constraint on payment amount. payment tak salah. Payment and constraint. Neyse. Seçti bir konu. Şöyle bir so memory set into payment values new zero This constraint ensures that the payment amount must always be greater than zero. It prevents invalid values such as zero or negative payments from being stored. The second special feature is the foreign key constraint applied to class registration. Registration Okay. So if the session is in session the ID as registration from stuffing and so session delete scale V A go siapa okay
Tak ada dah.
This means that if a session is deleted, all related class registrations will also be deleted automatically. This prevents orphan records and maintains referential integrity in the database.
Hi, so it's me again. Next, I'm going to show how we use trigger to prevent bad data. Okay, this is our special features. Okay, let's look at our payment table first. We're going to click the browse tab at the top. Okay, see, our payment table is empty right now. Okay, that's perfect. That's okay. We'll add data and see how the trigger works, okay, together. Now, we have to click the SQL tab. And this is the trigger coding that we have done. I'm going to paste it. Okay, I've pasted it. Okay, but when I click go, it will come out error because the trigger has already existed. Okay, wait, let me show you. Here is our trigger that we have done. Now, we're going to test it out if the trigger working or not. Okay. Here is the code that we're going to try. See, it came out error. Why? Because the payment amount need to be greater than 0. Next, I'm going to give example. If the amount is greater than 0, what will happen? Okay, let me, here's the code and data for 9 people, and we're going to run this data. Okay, look at it. 9 row inserted successfully. There's no error because every amount more than
0.
and all the amount is valid. So we can see here, click our browse and tada, it's all inserted already. So we got total of 9 row. As for the summary, our trigger automatically check every new payment. If the amount isn't positive, it stop the insert and show clear error. This keep our financial data clean without any extra programming needed.
Hi, it's me again, Aina Nabila binti Abdul Halim, metric number 297485. For the session, I will explain two special features, which is trigger that relate to the class registration and demonstrate how they work using SQL. First, I will explain the trigger that used to prevent duplicate registration. This trigger check whether a member has already registered for the same class. If yes, the system will block the duplicate registration automatically. Now, I will demonstrate this trigger. In the current database, member ID 1 is already registered for class ID 101. So, I will try to insert the same member into the same class again. Let's see. As shown on the screen, the database display a red error message. So this confirms that the trigger successfully prevent duplicate class registration. Next trigger is for the auto-assign registration dates. It will automatically assign the registration date. This trigger ensures that every class registration has a valid date, even if the user forget to enter it. Now, I will insert a new class registration without providing the registration date. Okay, next, I will retrieve the record to show that the data is automatically assigned. As you can see, the registration date is automatically generated by the system. This ensures data consistency in the class registration record.
Okay, so this is the final part of our special features that I will explain, which is trigger limit class capacity. Okay, so this is the SQL query that we use for this feature, where the total class registration is limited to 10 participants. If the number of registration exceed this limit, the trigger will automatically display the message, class capacity has been reached. Since this trigger has already implemented in our database, when I run this query, it will result in error. Now, we will test the trigger to check whether it is working correctly. Okay, so I will try to insert 10 new records. However, we need to remember that there are already existing records in the database. So, when we combine the existing data with the new one, the total number of registration will exceed the limit. Then, when we run the query or when we want to register, the system will display the message that we have set earlier, which is class capacity has been reached. So, in conclusion, all the steps and features implemented in our database work together to ensure that the system operates in a structured and efficient manner. Okay, by using proper table design, relationship, and SQL operation, such as scripting, inserting, updating, deleting, and retrieving data, we are able to manage gym information in an organized way. In addition, the use of special features such as constraints and trigger help enforce business rule automatically. These features improve data accuracy, prevent invalid actions, and reduce the possibility of human error. Overall, our gym management database is designed to reflect real gym operation, where data consistency, efficiency, and control are essential. This makes the system more reliable and suitable for managing daily gym activities. That's all from us. Thank you.